See, here's what most people don't understand. That dream wasn't given to you by accident. The creator of the universe doesn't make mistakes. He didn't put that passion in your heart just to watch you ignore it. He put it there because you are the only person equipped to make it happen. So stop waiting for permission and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Think about it like this. If that dream was meant for somebody else, it would have been given to somebody else. But it wasn't. It was placed specifically in your spirit, in your mind, in your heart. And that means something. That means you have everything you need already inside you to make it happen. You might not see it yet. You might not feel ready yet, but the equipment is already installed. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about all the reasons why you can't do it. You're thinking about your circumstances, your age, your education, your bank account. But let me tell you something that's going to change your life. Your dream doesn't care about your current situation. Your dream only cares about your commitment to it. Look at every person who ever did anything great. They didn't have special privileges that you don't have. They didn't have some secret advantage. What they had was a dream with their name on it, and they refused to let it go. They held on to that thing when everybody told them they were crazy. They held on to it when the money ran out. They held on to it when logic said quit. And here's the beautiful part. When you finally accept that this dream is yours and yours alone, something shifts inside you. The excuses start to sound hollow. The fears start to lose their power. The obstacles start to look like opportunities. Because you realize that if this dream has your name on it, then you have a responsibility to pursue it. You weren't put on this earth to play small. You weren't put here to watch other people live their dreams while you sit on the sidelines wondering what if. You were put here to do something specific, something only you can do. And that dream you've been carrying around, that's your assignment. That's your purpose calling out to you. Let me be honest with you. Every successful person you admire, every person who made it big, every person living their dream right now, they all started exactly where you are. They had 0 followers, $0, 0 connections, 0 credibility. But you know what they had? They had a dream, and they dared to take the first step. You look at people who are winning now, and you think they had some kind of advantage. You think they had money. They had help. They had opportunities that you don't have. But that's not how it works. Most successful people started with nothing but a vision and a willingness to work for it. They started in their mama's basement, in a tiny apartment, in a garage, at a kitchen table. The difference between them and the people who never make it is not talent. It's not luck. It's not connections. The difference is that they started. They took action when action didn't make sense. They moved forward when they couldn't see the whole path. They built momentum from nothing. Stop comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle. Stop looking at where other people are now and using that as an excuse for why you can't start. They weren't always there. They had to start somewhere. They had to take that first step when nobody believed in them, when nobody was watching, when there was no guarantee it would work. You want to know the truth about starting at zero. Starting at zero is a gift, because when you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. When you're at the bottom, the only direction you can go is up. When you're starting from scratch, you have no reputation to protect, no image to maintain, no expectations to live up to. Starting at zero means you get to build it exactly the way you want it. You get to create your own path. You get to make your own rules. You get to define what success looks like for you. And yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to take time. But every empire was built one brick at a time, and your empire starts with the frisk you lay today. The people who made it didn't have a magic formula. They didn't have a secret strategy. They just started where they were with what they had, and they refused to quit. They failed more times than you've tried. They got rejected more times than you've applied. They heard no more than you've asked. But they kept going. You want to know why most people never live their dreams? because they get comfortable. They get that little job that pays the bills and they settle. They get that relationship that's just okay and they settle. They get that life that's mediocre and they settle. But settling is for those who forgot they had wings. You were built to soar, not to sit on the ground complaining about how the view isn't good enough. Comfort is sneaky. It doesn't show up like a villain. It shows up like a friend. It whispers in your ear that you've worked hard enough, that you deserve to relax, that you should be grateful for what you have. And yeah, gratitude is important. But gratitude shouldn't become an excuse for giving up on your potential. See, comfortable people stop growing. They stop learning. They stop pushing. They wake up, go through the motions, collect the paycheck, watch some television, and go to bed. Then they do it all over again. Day after day, week after week, year after year. And before they know it, decades have passed, and they're still in the same place, still talking about what they were going to do someday. Your comfort zone is killing your dreams. Every day you stay in it is a day your potential dies a little bit more. Every day you choose easy over challenging is a day you betray the person you could become. Every day you settle for less than what you're capable of is a day you disrespect the gifts you were given. Greatness requires discomfort. It requires you to do things that scare you. It requires you to have conversations that make you nervous. It requires you to take risks that keep you up at night. It requires you to invest money you don't have, time you can't spare, but an energy you think you've run out of. But here's what happens when you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You grow. You expand. You become more capable. You develop skills you didn't know you had. You discover strength you didn't know existed. You tap into a version of yourself that was waiting for you to get out of your own way. So if you're sitting there right now in your comfortable life, wondering why you're not happy, I'll tell you why. Because you know you're capable of more. You know you were made for more. And no amount of comfort can silence that voice inside you that keeps saying there's something bigger waiting for you. The only way to silence that voice is to answer it by getting up and going after what you know you're supposed to have. There comes a moment in every dream where you have to jump. You have to quit that job, start that business, move to that city, make that investment, have that hard conversation. And the thing about jumping is that you'll never feel ready. You'll never have enough money saved, enough time prepared, enough knowledge gathered. But successful people jump anyway because they understand that the net appears after you jump, not before. Waiting for the perfect time to jump is just another form of procrastination. There is no perfect time. There will always be a reason to wait. There will always be something that's not quite right. There will always be one more thing you think you need before you're ready. But perfect conditions are a myth that keeps people stuck forever. Jumping is terrifying because it requires you to let go of what you know for what you don't know. It requires you to trade security for possibility. It requires you to believe in something you can't see yet. And most people can't do that. Most people would rather hold on to a life they're not happy with than risk losing it for a life they might love. But here's what happens when you jump. The universe responds. Doors start opening that you didn't even know existed. People start showing up to help you that you never expected. Opportunities start presenting themselves that weren't there before. Because the universe doesn't reward planning, it rewards action. When you're standing on the edge looking down, your mind will give you 1,000 reasons not to jump. It will show you all the ways you could fail. It will remind you of all the people who jumped and didn't make it. It will calculate all the things you're giving up. But your mind can't show you what's possible, because what's possible doesn't exist until you create it. Think about every major transition in your life. Moving to a new city, starting a new relationship, taking a new job. You probably weren't ready for any of them. You probably had doubts. You probably had fears. But you jumped anyway. And somehow you figured it out. Somehow you made it work. Somehow you survived and even thrived. This is no different. That dream you're holding on to, it's going to require a jump. It's going to require you to let go of something, to grab hold of something else. And yeah, there's no guarantee it will work out exactly the way you planned. But there is a guarantee that if you never jump, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering what if. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what mistakes you made last year, last month, or yesterday. I don't care who told you that you weren't good enough or smart enough. Your past is just a chapter. It's not the whole book. You hold the pen and you can write whatever ending you want. But you have to make the decision today that yesterday's failures won't write tomorrow's story. Too many people are living in prison cells they've built for themselves out of their past mistakes. They're carrying around guilt, shame, regret, and embarrassment like it's a badge they have to wear forever. They're letting things that happened years ago determine what they believe is possible for them today. And that's a tragedy. Your past does not have the power to determine your future unless you give it that power. What happened to you doesn't define you. What you did doesn't define you. Where you came from doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do from this moment forward. What defines you is the decision you make right now about who you're going to be. Some of the most successful people in the world have the worst backgrounds. They came from poverty, abuse, addiction, crime, and failure. But they made a decision that their past was not going to be their prison. They made a decision that their story was not over. They made a decision that they were going to write a new chapter starting today. And you can do the same thing. You can draw a line in the sand right now and say everything before this moment was preparation, and everything after this moment is my real life. You can decide that your failures were lessons, your mistakes were teachers, and your setbacks were setups for comebacks. Stop introducing yourself by your past. Stop leading with your limitations. Stop defining yourself by your mistakes. Start by introducing yourself with your vision. Start leading with your potential. Start defining yourself by where you're going, not where you've been. The people who win in life are not the people who never fail. They're the people who failed and got back up. They're the people who made mistakes and learned from them. They're the people who had every reason to quit, but found one reason to keep going. Your past is not your prison unless you choose to stay locked up in it. You want the dream, but you don't want to pay the price. You want the business, but you don't want to work the late nights. You want the body, but you don't want to skip the desserts. You want the relationship, but you don't want to do the work. Let me tell you how this works. Everything costs something. Your dream is going to cost you comfort, sleep, relationships, money, time, and old versions of yourself. The question is, are you willing to pay it? See, most people want the results without the sacrifice. They want success without the struggle. They want the reward without the work. They want to skip to the end of the movie without sitting through the hard parts. But life doesn't work like that. You don't get the harvest without planting the seeds. You don't get the trophy without playing the game. Sacrifice means giving up something you want now for something you want more later. It means saying no to the party so you can say yes to your purpose. It means saying no to short-term pleasure so you can say yes to long-term success. It means saying no to comfort so you can say yes to growth. And here's the hard truth. The bigger the dream, the bigger the sacrifice. If you want a small life, you can get by with small sacrifices. But if you want a big life, if you want to do something significant, if you want to leave a legacy, then you're going to have to sacrifice big. That might mean sacrificing sleep to work on your business after your day job. That might mean sacrificing time with friends to invest in your education. That might mean sacrificing your current income to bet on your future income. That might mean sacrificing relationships with people who don't support your vision. Most people are not willing to make these sacrifices. They want to keep their comfortable life and add success to it. But it doesn't work like that. You can't keep everything and gain everything. You have to let some things go to make room for new things. You have to empty your hands of what's holding you back to reach for what's calling you forward. The good news is that sacrifice is temporary, but regret is forever. The time you spend grinding now will pay dividends for the rest of your life. The comfort you give up today will come back multiplied tomorrow. The price you pay now is the freedom you buy later. So stop complaining about the cost and start paying it. This is the hardest truth you'll hear today. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your partner, not the government, not some lucky break. You are the cavalry. You are the miracle you've been waiting for. And once you accept that, once you understand that your success is 100% your responsibility, that's when everything changes. I know you were taught to wait for help. I know you were taught that if you're a good person and you work hard, somebody will notice and give you a chance. I know you were taught that the right opportunity will come along if you just wait long enough. But let me wake you up. Waiting for someone to save you is how you waste your entire life. The people who are winning right now have stopped waiting. They stopped hoping someone would discover them. They stopped expecting someone to hand them an opportunity. They created their own opportunities. They opened their own doors. They built their own platforms. You keep waiting for permission to start. You keep waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. You keep waiting for conditions to be perfect before you make a move. But permission is not coming. Belief is not coming. Perfect conditions are not coming. What's coming is another day, another week, another year of you being in the same place you are right now. Stop looking outside yourself for the answer. The answer is inside you. Stop looking for someone else to validate your dream. Validate it yourself by taking action on it. Stop looking for someone to give you a chance. Give yourself a chance by starting even when nobody's watching. This is your life, not your parents' life, not your friends' lives, not society's life, your life. And if it's going to change, you're the one who has to change it. If it's going to get better, you're the one who has to make it better. If your dreams are going to come true, you're the one who has to make them come true. Taking full responsibility for your life is the most liberating thing you can do. Because once you accept that nobody is coming to save you, you stop waiting and you start working. You stop hoping and you start doing. You stop wishing and you start building. And that's when your whole life transforms. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you're hanging around 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th. If you're hanging around 5 people with no ambition, you're going to lose yours. You need to find people who are going where you're trying to go. You need to find people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. And yes, that might mean outgrowing some people you love. This is one of the hardest pills to swallow because we're taught to be loyal. We're taught to stick with the people who've been with us from the beginning. We're taught that real friends accept you as you are. But here's what they don't tell you. Real friends want you to grow. Real friends celebrate your success. Real friends push you to be better. If the people around you are not talking about goals, dreams, growth, and success, then you're in the wrong circle. If the people around you are comfortable being mediocre, they're going to pull you down to their level. If the people around you are making excuses instead of making moves, their mentality will infect yours. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look at your circle right now. Are they dreamers or complainers? Are they builders or critics? Are they growing or stuck? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Your honest answer to these questions will tell you everything you need to know about why you are where you are. Changing